everybody. Welcome to the newest episode of Blizzplanet.com's Diablo Dialogue. Now, as always, I'm your host, the Bearded Gamer, Chris Arnone. So let's talk last week's question. So we wondered, with patch 1.0.4 on the horizon, yes, it's ridiculous every time I say that. Why can't they do 1.1, 1.2? It just makes me sound stupid every time I do it. Anyway, continuing, we wanted to know, what are you hoping for in 1.0.4? And if you stopped playing Diablo, is there anything that Blizzard can do to maybe realistically bring you back into the fold? Here's your best answers. So thanks as always for the awesome comments. We always get some great ones. Fantastic community we got going here on YouTube and Blizzplanet. We thank you for your comments. Let's get into that weekly news roundup.
Stay a while and listen.
So first off, we were just talking about it in last week's question. Guess what? The very first patch 1.0.4 blog, developer blog, the systems preview has come out. So we talked about last week the announcement of an announcement. That was Eldorian's fault. I swear that was not me, okay? But now this has started up. So first off, we have Wyatt Cheng's system preview blog. And I'll tell you what, take a seat, go pause, get a cup of coffee or something. This is a nice and bulky Diablo dialogue for you. So let's talk co-op improvements, okay? Now, the players and Blizzard have felt that the co-op doesn't really have any advantages. The clear choice has generally been to play solo. You get the best rewards that way, and you know, it's Diablo. It's all about getting the best loot. That's what it's about. And the Blizzard is going to fix this in 1.0.4. So they're removing the averaging in multiplayer of games of finding magic, and of the magic find and the gold find. So your magic find is no longer affected if someone in your party has lower magic or gold find than you do, because it used to average between the two. So if you were the higher player, you were getting kind of screwed and the other guy was getting pulled up. Well, that's no longer going to happen. Now, it was originally built in to hinder people who were just using sort of stacking stats that helped those magic and gold find things. They wanted to make sure you were focusing on the stats that killed enemies primarily. But, you know, they just got rid of that. They said it was just too much of a penalty for people, so it's going away entirely. They're also lowering the health multiplier for monsters per additional player in co-op games. So it used to be this graduated system as you went up through the difficulty levels of 75%, 85%, 95%, 110%, okay? Now, 75% across the board. So for every additional person that comes in, your enemies will get a 75% health bonus. And that's it. It doesn't matter what difficulty you're in. And you know, this really just makes sense. You already have a difficulty curve built in. What essentially you're doing is you're making that more steep if you're in co-op. And that's just, yeah, that's not cool. So, one curve for everybody. It'll be much nicer. So, moving on to the next thing, still in this blog, okay? They're shrinking the gap between normal and elite packs. Now, this has been something people have complained about. They're very frustrated with these elite packs being too difficult. So they're nerfing them and shrinking the gap between the normal monsters and these elite monsters, okay? So they're increasing normal monster health by 5 to 10% in Inferno, but increasing their magic drop by a factor of 4, okay? And they're lowering the health of champions and rares by 10 to 25%. They're also going to adjust some affixes on monsters like fire chains and shielding, and they're going to completely remove the invulnerable minion affix. Gone. Okay, a lot of people are going to be very welcome for that one. Some weapon changes that are coming along. Now, once again, Blizzard is wanting to bridge the gap between worthless items and items that have some chance of being useful or good. And the long-term goal is not going to be, you know, it's a long-term goal. It's not going to be completely fixed in 1.0.4, but they're doing a little work on this. Now, they think the main area they can help this in is, of course, weapons. So, the raw damage value on all level 61 and 62 weapons can now roll damage that extends to the top end of 63. This is going to give players more of a chance to hit those high-end weapons. It'll be very beneficial for people. They're also improving the two-handed melee weapons by creating a new set of strong affixes to compensate for the loss of stats that can come from your offhand. Now, what they're trying to do here is close the gap between dual wielding and just two-handers. So I'm going to be working on that a little bit, trying to balance that out a little better. So let's talk efficiency versus challenge. Still in this preview blog here, okay? So, the repair costs, according to Eldorian, are too damn high. That's a quote, okay? He even put the exclamation point in there, so I'm reading it like that. They increased the repair cost in 1.0.3 to make death more meaningful. Now, efficiency is not all about how fast you kill things, but the effort in doing so. But Blizzard also believes that dying should cut into efficiency. So they made them all a bit too high, and now they're reducing the repair cost of high-end items by 25%, okay? Now, speaking of efficiency, they're also completely removing enrage timers from champion packs. And they're also removing the heal pack to full behavior that some of these packs had. So those were a couple of the most annoying behaviors you could find in those packs that were out there. It's going away. There will still be enrage timers active on bosses, however, those still very much have their purpose, trying to keep people from rushing too fast into the bosses and then just trying them over and over and over again until they whittle them down. So, some improvements to legendary items are coming. Okay, we've been saying this for a while, but really they are coming. Now, there is going to be a separate blog just dedicated to the legendary items, but we do have a little bit of information. In fact, this blog is likely to be out by the time you see this video. There's always a delay between when we film and when we get the video live, so you'll probably already be able to read it. But the existing legendary items will not be changing. Be aware of this. The changes will only affect legendary items that are either dropped or crafted after 1.0.4 drops for Diablo 3. Class changes, yes, more and more. There's going to be a ton of class changes coming. Once again, there will be a separate blog coming from Blizzard just dealing with the class changes, but a little information. They're looking at unpopular skills and they're asking themselves if these skills need more polish, more buffering, etc. Maybe even completely getting rid of some and changing them. I don't know. That's just some speculation on my part. But each class, they've always wanted them to have multiple builds. Instead of it just being like, well, this is the way you build a demon hunter. This is the way you build a barbarian. But that is the way it's been working. So they keep wanting to tweak that to make it to where there are multiple viable builds for any given class. So to wrap up, in conclusion, about this 1.0.4 preview build blog. Blah. When can we expect 1.0.4? That, of course, is always the question. Now, we're expecting more blogs coming this week and maybe over the next couple weeks, and it is scheduled for the 4th week of August. So, best case scenario, the 21st of August. Worst case, the 28th of August. Now, now with the 28th, that would be the same day that World of Warcraft is releasing their large Mist of Pandaria pre-patch. Now, it's also the same day that Guild Wars 2 launches. So for you conspiracy theorists out there, maybe you're looking at the 28th for Blizzard to just do an all-out attack when Guild Wars 2 launches. So we'll have to wait and see. So, after all that information, see if you can digest, maybe go back and watch it again. That's okay. All right, we're going to end with a question like we always do. What are your thoughts on all these changes? I know there's so much there, so much to talk about, but let us know. What are your thoughts? What do you like? What do you not like? What are you excited for? What are you still waiting for? Throw it down in the comments. We'll read off the best answers next week's show. And while you're on YouTube, why don't you check out the Bearded Gamer Show? All kinds of awesome video game things, beard things. And right now, I'll tell you what, I'm giving away a Razer Naga MMO gaming mouse, the new 2012 version. So just head over to my channel, Bearded Gamer Show, subscribe, and go comment on that giveaway video, and you might win a Razer Naga. It's awesome. It's a very nice mouse. I'll give it a little review. It's all kinds of good stuff. And of course, head to Blizzplanet.com. All kinds of news, reviews, fantastic community, everything you need to know about Blizzard Entertainment games. See you guys next time.